Did you take off your hat?
Have hat head, and I'm showing up on video.
Okay. Oh, okay. You were giving an example. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm giving an example. I have hat head, and I'm showing up on video, and I'm going to do it the rest of this episode.
It's Coffee Social, the podcast all about social media and business. And now, here are your hosts, Jonathan Howard and Mimi Langley.
Wasn't so bad. Hey, everyone. Hi, Jonathan Howard.
Hello, Mimi Langley.
I could see that little smirk on your face. Like we're about to battle.
It's one of those episodes.
I feel like I need people with me to help me back. I'm not a good debater. Like I'm not, like the debate team in school. Like I wasn't one to raise my hand and volunteer for that. I could totally see you being a debater. Yep. I would much rather just be like, I'm just going to stay in my own lane over here. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. So
do whatever you want. It's okay. Don't worry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you guys, today we're going to be talking about audio versus video and what should you be doing, especially for 2025. So Jonathan, before we get started, cheers, my friend. Do you have your coffee?
Cheers, Mimi.
Oh my gosh, I thought you forgot it. Cheers.
No, it's in a wine glass.
Well, because you're getting excited. You have a trip coming up, so you're celebrating, pre-celebration.
I just needed a little extra today. I needed to be a little extra today. It's just one of those days to get through. Yeah.
No, but before we dive into today's talk, we like to banter a little bit. So if you don't like the banter, fast forward just a tad. But I think you guys will enjoy this question.
We'll add a chapter marker in. You'll be okay.
Okay.
Banter ends here.
Right. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you don't know I'm going to ask you this question, but I'm curious. What would be, like, if you can think of anyone, a celebrity, influencer, a mentor in your mind that you have, who would be like a dream collaborator? Like, who would you want as part of your dream collaboration? One person.
What business-wise? I mean, let's go crazy. Simon Sinek. I would love to just be able to have him on the podcast or be on his podcast and work on something with Simon Sinek.
Yeah, and I know he's the one that wears the glasses, right?
He does wear glasses, yes. He's the one that wrote Start With Why.
I never read that.
Leaders Eat Last. You haven't read Start With Why? Okay, so we're going to have a Coffee Social book club, and that's going to be our first book. We need to.
My gosh, because that's another resolution for me is I want to read more books.
Okay, Start With Why is the first one, and here's what you do. Get the Audible and the print version.
I can't do.
If you're reading it along with the Audible, it makes it so much easier and you comprehend so much more. That's what I found.
Is that your trick?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people that will like be on a road trip and they'll listen to audiobooks coming through their speakers in the car. No, it goes in my ear and out the other. Like
right, that's why I read. So I'm concentrating and I'm making notes in the book along with hearing it. It just helps me comprehend it. Okay,
so Simon Sinek.
Start With Why.
That's a good name. Okay. Well, think about that. Manifest that for you. I could totally see you doing that, Jonathan. I can.
Fingers crossed.
I'm curious what you guys would do together.
I don't know. I mean, he's definitely focused on leadership and understanding what you're doing out there and how people are always going to be people. So you got to respect people no matter what level they are at, where, he's the one that said customers and employees are still just people.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. It makes me think of you could be at the top one day and at the bottom the next. So be nice to everybody. Be nice to everybody.
But also, like he says, customers first is dumb because you have a whole lot of employees that are people too that should be treated with the same respect as your customers.
Ain't that the truth? We're not just numbers. Okay.
No, we're not. There's people behind every profile picture, behind everything. So yeah. Unless it's AI at this point, then we're a little confused.
I think we should just invite him on the podcast. I'll just send him that clip of what you just said, and then he could just expand. Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Well, for me, I mean, there's so many people that I would love. Like,
we don't have time for you. I'm sorry. We used all the time with me.
Well,
go ahead.
And I've always envisioned, like, with my children's books that I want to write this year. Yes, I'm going to do it. I've always wanted to collaborate with like Reese Witherspoon because she has her own book club. She does a lot with authors and she turns a lot of those books into movies. And so here we are.
And then Mimi would be on her Hollywood set, which was always one of her dreams. And she'd have people working for her.
Yes. And then E would contact me for a reality show about me, my husband, my daughter, and all the things.
And all the things. Yes.
You ever saw the Newlyweds, right?
With
Oh my gosh.
what's her name? Chicken of the Sea. Chicken of the Sea.
Jessica Simpson.
Jessica Simpson.
I would collaborate with her too.
I at least knew who you were talking about when you said
Yes.
Newlyweds. No, I never watched it though.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, I just always pictured myself, having a show like that.
You always pictured yourself not understanding what tuna fish was?
It is kind of confusing if you think about it. Anyways, but Reese Witherspoon.
Moving on. Yeah.
And I know I only said one, but The Rock, of course, like, oh my
Why
gosh.
The Rock?
Anything he touches, boom, gold. And his work ethic, like, I just want to be in the room with him and feel his energy. Like, he's just, I really, really admire him. And Gordon Ramsay. Maybe we can collaborate.
You do
on
love
cooking.
your celebrities.
I
You do love your celebrities.
Did you see I didn't say Justin Timberlake?
Yeah. Well, we
Okay.
got to be careful. Any celebrities we mentioned lately, just we'll have to vet it against certain lists.
We love you, JRT. Got it. Don't forget the middle initial. Okay.
That is not a mutual statement. It is unknown whether I like or dislike any of the people that have been listed in any of these.
My gosh. You're putting a verbal disclaimer. Thanks.
Yes, I am.
All right, Jonathan, we must begin. Now, if it's someone's first time here and they sat through that,
Then
They're a
thank
keeper.
you, because why would you sit through that? We're going to have to edit a lot of that out. But anyway,
well, tell them, Jonathan, if it's their first time at Coffee Social, who you are.
Who I am?
Mr. Howard, yes.
yes, my name is Jonathan Howard. Nice to meet you. Over to you, Mimi.
We should just do our intros. No, do it, or else I'm going to do it for you.
Okay. My name is Jonathan Howard. I'm the owner of Success on Social, and I help successful coaches reach their ideal clients on social media by developing their signature style and sharing their story so that they can reach their ideal clients and make some money online. And of course, change the world. Over to you, Mimi.
I want to be like, hi, everyone, I'm Mimi Langley, and ditto to what Jonathan said. I don't know. I feel like I'm reinventing things this year for myself. But I will start off by saying that I am an audio marketing strategist. So what does that mean? That means that I teach primarily women in business how to utilize audio only content to help grow their business. So a lot of the time you'll see me on LinkedIn doing LinkedIn audio events or Clubhouse or Chatter, basically social audio. It's a great way to grow your business from the ground up. So there we go.
I love it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's
Okay.
go. Yeah.
I think we're delaying this because we don't want to battle. I mean, you're not going to.
Or maybe we do.
Okay, so can we just start off by saying, one piece of content is not greater than the other. Like video is not better than audio. Audio is not better than video. Like they both can equally benefit your business. And maybe there's enough flexibility for you to do both. I mean, if you really think about it. Right, Jonathan?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, each piece of content can be created as a single image post, a carousel post, a video post, and an audio post. And oftentimes I do that.
Yeah, you do a great job intermixing like different types of, how would you call it? Format? I don't even know what you would call it.
It's a different format, just using a different format and repurposing it in another format. There's also times that I will use my newsletter as an email, and then I use it to create an infographic and stuff like that. So there's a lot you can do. One isn't better than the other. Content just has to be contenting.
Ooh, I like that. Put that on a post-it note. Okay, so we flipped a coin and I won the toss. We didn't do that. I simply told Jonathan, hey, I'm
Mimi
going
wins.
first with audio. By the way, I love video. So, and I create video, but I do really have, I found love for audio really in 2021 when I first started using like social audio and audio only type of content. I really was like, wow, this could be my new lane of content creation. And it's really helped. So let me start off with like one of the first benefits. This is something I always mention. With audio only content, it can be so super flexible for you as the creator. Cause I know there's a lot of people out there, a lot of entrepreneurs out there that either they just don't have the time to make a video. And I know you're going to argue this, Jonathan, but in our heads, we think of video kind of like a big production. And so when you think of audio, I don't want you to think of it as a big production because it's not literally. Like you don't have to get camera ready. You don't have to find great lighting. You don't even have to edit anything. Like It could be you talking, and that's what it is. You sharing, delivering your message, and showing up as the expert that you are. So that would be the first one, is it's super flexible.
Yep, I love that. So video is super flexible. You don't have to get camera ready. You don't need to edit if you go live, especially. And you just need to show up exactly as you are and share your expertise. And it's actually going to connect better with your audience because they have things like they can read your body language. They can see how you're standing. They can see if you're making eye contact with the camera, all of those things. And those things build trust faster than even just your voice alone. Mimi,
I don't,
back to you.
We need stats on that last part there, because I feel like there's a lot of trust that can be built with audio,
Absolutely.
with the voice.
But not as much.
Wait, is this like a Jonathan theory, or did you actually read this?
I have stats. I don't know what they are now because social audio has become more of a thing, because previously they didn't really have as much.
Like even throw podcasting in it, yeah.
So we throw podcasting in there too. Podcasting, dear, it's video. Hello.
Well, not necessarily. There's still a lot of traditional podcasts that are just audio.
There's still a lot of traditional podcasters out there, but what's the biggest growing portion of podcasters?
Video.
Yep.
I'm guessing.
What's the platform that's ruling when it comes to podcasts right now?
Listen,
YouTube.
I'm not backing down. Like, he's got me. I'm feisty right now. No, but in all seriousness, again, at the end of the day, do both. Okay. The other thing I love, okay, first of all, real quick, because I know we talked about like you don't have to get camera ready. And a lot of people hesitate to get on video because they don't feel confident quite yet. Maybe with the way they look, or, you know, how they show up on video. We have a whole episode in season 1, episode 3, that's all about confidence. Confident. You take off your hat?
I have hat head, and I'm showing up on video.
Okay. Oh, okay. You were giving an example. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm giving an example. I have hat head, and I'm showing up on video, and I'm going to do it the rest of this episode. So there.
Okay, so head over to YouTube, guys, if you want to see what Jonathan's hair looks like. But episode 3, season 1, if you are a little hesitant about showing up on camera. Okay, next benefit, Jonathan, for audio is like you don't need like any special equipment. Like you don't need to plug in anything. There are people out there that do use professional mics and sound track things, or I don't even know what you call those.
Your pod track, your
yeah. Soundboard, that's what it was. Yeah, soundboard. But honestly, like for me anyways, when I do audio only content, especially utilizing social audio, I'm just taking out my phone and I'm talking to it. And you can be doing this from your bed. Like you can be laying in bed, speaking about your business and growing it that way. You could be on a road trip and you could be speaking. You could be at the grocery store. I mean, really, it connects back with flexibility, but you don't need anything special. Just whip out your phone and start talking, which is what I love.
Absolutely. And I love that about social audio. And here's the thing with video. You don't need anything but your phone. You can create video from anywhere in the world. You can go live from anywhere in the world. And actually, some of the better videos that you create are going to be videos where you're showing up on a road trip with your family and just sharing a little bit about that. Those are going to be some of your better performing videos because people want to see the human in you. So when you create content like that, that's actually how you're going to win with video content, by sharing a little bit of that stuff. And you don't need anything special. You don't need lights. Get a room with a window. You don't need lights. You don't need a mic. Your phone has a good enough mic to start. And the back camera on your phone is better than most cameras in general. I think that's, a powerful stat as well for video. So right now it's 0-0. I think it's pretty much 0-0.
Well, also, I just want to mention that Jonathan keeps, he's mentioned going live on video a few times. So we do actually have a whole episode about going live and the benefits of going live. And we'll put that link below as well. We have talked a lot. I mean, we have a lot of episodes.
We do. Yeah.
Check out
I can't count.
Well, I know. No, you're our math guy. You have to be able to count because I can't count. But check out the Coffee Social Library. We have a ton of episodes there for you guys, and we'll do our best to link what we think would align with this episode for, that would be helpful. Okay. The next, and I know you're going to do this too, benefit is that you can more than likely, most likely, you can repurpose the audio. So if you are, depending on where you're recording your audio, right? If you're using, for example, Clubhouse, they have a built-in recorder for you where you can download what you just created in a room. You can download that audio and you can repurpose it however you like. So what does that mean? That means, gosh, you can get it transcribed through a transcriber and you can create blog posts out of it. You can create an email for your email list. You can even turn a recording that you do on social audio into a podcast episode. I know a few people that have produced podcasts just from taking their social audio rooms and putting them up as a podcast episode. So yeah, there's ways to repurpose now. You may not have that feature if you're using like LinkedIn audio, for example, because as of right now, they don't have a built-in recorder. So that's something that you'd have to figure out. How can I record this? And there are people that do record it. So just things to think about, but repurposing is a huge one and you can do it with audio. Yeah, Jonathan?
Yes. And now audio may be a little bit harder to repurpose than video, because you already have your visuals built in on video. But you can repurpose the hell out of your video content. You can transcribe it and create a blog post. You can insert it into an email. You can insert it into a blog post in and of itself. You can use it as a series, as a part of a video series in a coaching. You can do so much with video, and you can use video in so many different places. So repurposing, sorry, you don't win that one either.
Actually, I do like the way that you repurpose your short form video as for teaching, like when you are doing webinars or your monthly membership, like you do take a lot of that just to basically have another visual example for your people.
And I usually go deeper than what I put in my caption. So I'll have a caption that talks about a little bit of something that's important, but then with my members, it goes deeper in that caption so they get a little bit more insight or maybe some additional examples and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So you can do that with any of your video or audio content. Actually, I use the podcast in the membership too.
I see that. I mean, I'm part of your membership. By the way, we'll link it below. But yeah, so you know what's so funny? Now that we're actually battling it out, it's almost like again, it just proves to the point that we started off with is do both. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many benefits with both, and there's definitely enough time for you to do both.
You can create both at the same time.
True. Well, right. Okay, do I have the last point? I have 2 more points, Jonathan. You'll have to come at me with your responses.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you can handle it.
What we got?
Well, the next one, you know, and I know you can do this too while you're on video, but for a lot of people who are, once again, delaying making videos for whatever reason, there's a lot of variables with that. I think step number 1 is learning how to speak. You know, building that speaking muscle. I talk about this all the time. Social audio only content, it's a great playground for you to get better at talking to your people, your messaging, your confidence in your voice. Because if you're not confident in your voice, people are going to recognize that, believe it or not. Like, it comes through that way. Like, you know, I don't even know how you would, do you have an example of how you wouldn't sound confident?
I mean, sometimes it's just not having the force behind your voice. It might be just like you're trying to say something, you're trying to sell something, and you're selling in a way that's almost making you smaller, not making you bigger. And if you believed in what you were saying, you would stand up tall. You would be able to actually enunciate the words fully, put some force behind it, and explain to somebody exactly why they need to make a purchase. So it's the body language, it's the words that you use, it's how you're connecting, it's the eye contact. Most people, if they're not confident, they're not going to make eye contact. So if there's no eye contact, people are automatically going to say, don't trust him, bye. And much of that is subconscious, so they won't even realize that's why they're doing it.
Well, but I was thinking too with the audio from it, like, because you know,
you were talking.
You don't
audio.
have to worry about eye contact. Like, you don't have to worry about the body language or the eye contact. I mean,
you do though.
Well, I don't.
But
eye contact.
I can hear it. I can
understand the body language because I think if you're right, if you stand tall, if you have like I'm Wonder Woman kind of posture, like it's going to come through your vocals. You know, I've heard that before, and I believe it's true. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, that's absolutely true. But here's the other thing. If I'm distracted and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, I'm not making eye contact with my phone, you're going to notice that I'm distracted because my voice trails off. I might, when anybody texts me in the middle of a room that I'm doing on social audio and I get lost. And that happens to people.
That's very
and
true
that,
for you.
That happens to people. And so when that's happening, it shows that you're not paying attention to the room. It's literally eye contact for all intents and purposes. That's why I look at my phone. Yeah. That's why I look at my phone when I'm doing social audio rooms so that I know that I'm making connection.
I love that. That's actually a great trick. I might actually borrow that and share that with people and put your name on it for credit.
The Jonathan Howard method.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
But yeah, so anyways, but here's the thing. Sometimes audio only content is a great first step before you tackle video for a lot of people, because once you feel confident in how you speak on something, man, oh man, does that translate when you start creating video content. Like you can bring that to lives, to webinars, to virtual summits. So I think it would be a great first step if they're really nervous about video.
I use it as a first step when I'm training people how to show up on video. So I'm going to give Mimi a half a point for that one, and I'll get the other half a point. So yeah, I mean, I agree with Mimi. There's so many opportunities. Yes, and even if you're practicing the eye contact, if you're practicing making a connection with your audience, all of that, if you're making that connection with your phone, if you're able to, empathize with the phone as it talks back to you, because that's what's going to happen when you're in a real room. And that's how you're going to make connections with people is your phone's going to be talking back to you. It's a piece of plastic. That's what you're connecting with physically, but energetically, you're connecting with the other person on the other side of that. So being able to understand how you do that and navigating that is important, and it's difficult sometimes. So getting that practice on social audio and then transferring it over to video is a good practice.
Why did I only get half a point anyways?
Because
exactly
said so.
Okay, whatever. Jonathan Howard.
It was my point too.
True. Okay, fine. I'll take 0.5. Do you want to
last one?
Okay, let's go into the last one. For me, and again, it still works for video, but I think, audio is on the rise, man. I mean, you can't pass a day without hearing about someone starting a podcast or someone sharing content about their podcast. And I'm not just saying, it's just podcast audio. I mean, obviously social, LinkedIn audio. I mean, there's people still creating social audio apps that are coming out. Stop it. I see you making a face. But you're being introduced to a whole nother world of fans of this particular format of consumption. So you're missing out on those audio only listeners. I mean, think about it. When you're listening to a podcast, you're usually doing something like you're on a walk. So you tend to listen for a long time. You're not necessarily on a walk or on the treadmill watching a video, although there are people that do. But do you know what I mean? It's like, I think if you think about the audio listener, the average audio listener, it's like they're there to consume the audio. Like they're there to hang out all day with you. That's what I paint a picture anyways.
Right. I think that's somewhat the case. However, I think that's going to change very, very rapidly, just like it did in video, because there are going to be short form audio pieces of content that are going to be coming to the market very soon. Q1, you're going to see a ton of short form audio content. I think that, yes, you're getting introduced to a new audience, but come on, you're getting introduced to new audiences every day on video. Every single time you put out a reel, that goes to a new audience. All your short form videos, a lot of ways are introducing you to new audiences. Your stories are the only ones that aren't introducing you to new audiences. So video is winning on that point. I'm not going to take the point because we both sort of agree. We both sort of agree, but video is still rising at a much quicker pace than audio. And I know you and I would love audio to be rising and doing amazingly well. But even the newest audio option has video built in, even though they're looking to remove the video from some rooms that it's not being used in. But it has video as an option.
Well, I get that. I'm just thinking of the person out there who's sick of video, who's done with video. Like they're just, it feels like they're just done with that dopamine hit. Like they're ready to move on to a different type of consumption. But you know what I mean? So here's another alternative to, you're still getting content. You're still getting entertainment, whatever you're listening for, but there's no video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. It's
Podcasts
different.
have video now, so it's,
Some.
many will.
Okay, that's all I have for you. I'm exhausted. This is why I don't debate. I'm ready to take a nap.
Feel refreshed and ready to go for another.
Yeah, you and your fancy wine glass.
Me and my fancy
Okay.
wine glass are here today, and we're bringing it, okay? Now, go ahead, me.
I feel the energy.
Or is it me to go? I don't know. Who's
I thought
going?
you
What
were
are we
going to
doing?
throw a
Where
pen
am
at
I?
me. I thought you were going to be mad at me during this
would-
episode.
No, I was very kind.
Yeah, you were actually like chill. I was like, okay, this is an easy debate.
I still won.
Well, I have a question for the people, but why don't you go ahead and give your spiel?
My spiel. Okay, is it a song and dance today, or am I just giving the spiel?
Are you going to dance while you do it?
No. So, if you guys have enjoyed this craziness today, if you guys have made it through this craziness today, go at least rate us a star. Because if you made it through,
No,
thank
not
you.
1 star. That 1 star could ruin us.
But if you enjoyed what you heard today and you loved it, this is when I want you to go over and give us 5 stars. Only if you loved the episode, only if you enjoy what we're putting out there, and give us a little feedback. If there's something you want to see, let us know. If there's something you hate seeing, let us know. You can also do that on any of our social medias. We are at Coffee Social Podcast on most of them, except for OnlyFans. You'll have to figure out what that one is.
That one's secret. Only the real, no, I'm just kidding. Only the real listeners. The OG listeners. Love it, Jonathan. Okay. I feel like, you're manifesting OnlyFans. I feel like we should just kind of wet our feet.
We should
and
just
see
do
what we
it,
can
yeah.
do. Yeah, see what we can do.
Make money. Yeah.
Make money. Okay, so I do have an important question. The most important question of them all, you guys. We want your feedback, all right? Are you team audio or team video?
Both.
You can't be
Both?
team. Okay. Which one, if you had to choose only one, which would be greater?
Video. Because I can take the audio out of the video.
Yeah, but what if you couldn't do that? Don't be sneaky.
Can't put the video back into the audio.
He's trying to have a find a
Both.
loophole. No. Okay, well, I'm done. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We appreciate your
Video.
support. Make sure to check out
Check
YouTube as
video.
well. You can put your answer in the YouTube comments or on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. And Jonathan, that's it. I'm done. Bye, everyone. Bye, Jonathan Howard.
I'm Mimi Langley.